What's up, everybody? It's your favorite wingman's favorite nerd, and today we are talking about the D-Arts Megaman Zero figure, and he comes with a slew of accessories, but not a dog, so that's a bummer. I want that Mega Man dog. We're going to get to him. He's pretty cool. There's something I do need to mention about him when we go through articulation, but for the most part, he's pretty cool. He does come with this piece. Now, you can just, same thing, untab here as we've probably seen before, and it tabs into there. We're going to talk about the detailings of this right now since we're on it. It is cast in red, which is crazy. It can't be. But it certainly looks like it is. Anyway, white paint, red paint, silver paint, green paint, gold paint, and a green gem. And a partridge in a pear tree, I believe. And then you can put on this gauntlet instead if it is your desire. And we're going to do that for just a second. So,
these used to be such strong hands.
I'm not going to mess with it too much. He has broken it, I believe, already. And I'll talk about that when we get there. This is eating me up. Okay, we're just going to leave that alone. He comes with a slew of hands. So let's talk about those. We'll get that out of the way. Posing hand, opposite side posing hand, two holding hands. Now, what are the holding hands for, you ask? Well, I'm glad you did. They hold these lightsabers, for lack of a better term. Nice blue translucent, has a bit of a metallic element to it. Gold paint, silver paint, red paint. You open up the... Oh, you can take that off. Interesting. Open up the... Oh, I hope I can find that. It is not my day. Slide it in the hand, and then you can put the bottom piece back on. Now, you remove this hand off a double ball peg, one peg into the gauntlet, one peg out, and clip the hand back on, and now you've got him holding his lightsaber, which is just one of many things that he can do. First, I should note, I didn't even notice this at first. I was just going to say he comes with two. They're different, these two lightsabers. One is a little pointy tip, one's around. What do you know? But they both operate the same way, they both utilize the same way. And then you have a third one which is very different, which is from Aladdin. No, it's supposed to demonstrate a swinging action. So same thing in there. In the hand. And solidify with this peg. And it's going nowhere. And you get him posed, it'll be fine. I'll probably have a picture at the end. He then comes with a couple additional faces. His helmet splits along this seam line here. The face is pegged in differently. And then you unpeg that and you can have the looking off to the upper right hand corner face. Or screaming angry face. Both at your leisure. And then lastly, he comes with another front end, which I'm guessing you can plug different accessories from different D-Arts figures in to make it look like blast effects. Not sure why he didn't come with his own, though. Now let's talk about the figure. The head, there's a ball peg going down into the neck, but I don't know if there's one going from the neck. It feels like there's one, but the hair gets in the way. The hair is its own beast, and it's on a hinge here. But he broke the hair, and I really, like, he broke the peg. And I really, you can apply, oh, it's because it's a hinge. It's a hinge here, so you can put it off to one side or the other, but it's not a ball peg. And I think he thought it was a ball peg. And I'll be honest with you, it feels like it should be a ball peg, and it's not. And I bet you he put too much torque on it, and it snapped. So that's what happened there. All the paint looks clean except for one piece that's right by the gem. That's very distracting to me, that little chip right by the gem. And the face looks good. The red paint looks good. The little gem. Was that a gem? I don't know. Yeah, there are little gems inside the sides. They look good. And the blue gem on the forehead looks good as well. The green gems in the chest look good as well. And so does the paint. So I'm guessing it's the same joints for the other Mega Man. So single ball joint here, single ball joint up for sure at the lower end. These popped off too. That's the other one. Maybe that's a problem they all have, or they all share rather. And I'll tell you, I had this arm here pops off a lot too for me. And this hand stays fine, but the sword hand was popping off a lot too. Speaking of it, there's a ball peg into the chest, coming out to a ball hinge for the shoulder, and then this piece is on its own separate hinge, as you can see maybe up in there. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. So the articulation is great if you can get it to stay attached. Bicep swivel, seamless because of the sculpt, or the design of the character rather. Double jointed elbow covers up nicely, and then a double ball peg for the hand that we've already talked about. Same for the other side, except you don't have a hand. Double joint, it still works the same, if not better, with this X-Buster, or whatever it is. I'm not sure if his is called an X-Buster also, tagged on. And the little paint design on that one looks good. Same sort of joints that we have for Mega Man here. So they're like wide jointed ball pegs, get you out to there, forward and back to there. So that all works pretty well. And then the thigh swivel is built in, a little tight, but that's fine. Double jointed knee, same thing as Mega Man. Could have used a little bit more, but overall it's pretty well done. Green gems look good. The gold paint looks good. And it's done even at the bottom, so that's pretty sharp. Really nice paint job. And then the same type of leg where you got the ball peg into the calf, coming down to a ball hinge with another ball peg on it. But I will tell you, this I've had these ball pegs popping off of this figure, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to get that one back in. There it is. And then green one at the bottom. This is, I will say it is the most, fragile isn't the right word, but I've never had figures from Bandai like this where like pieces are just like consistently popping off. I'm not sure why it happens with here. Some nice shading on that hair, by the way. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. But it is unfortunate. Final thoughts wise, the sculpt is great, and the likeness is awesome. The accessories are cool, but it's not the best engineered, or it's poorly toleranced. It may be a tolerance issue. Like this ball hinge here is too tight, and the ball joint going into the torso is too loose, so the ball joint into the torso keeps popping off. The hand, one of the hands, the holding hand, is probably because weight has been constantly, that's probably what it is. The holding hand has probably had weight put on it from swords and the swinging sword so much that it's widened the opening for where it fits on the ball peg, so it's the holding hand for this guy is a little bit loose on this particular one. I feel like this hair should have definitely been on a ball peg to get it out of the way, because you just can't get a dynamic look with it. But the articulation and stuff, as long as you're careful, as long as you're careful and mindful, it'll give you everything that you want, with the exception of the hair. If you're a huge Mega Man fan, I suggest you get the Zero just because you need one. But if you're not a huge Mega Man fan, like I'm a moderate Mega Man fan, and I would pick up the other one, the one that we just looked at, but I wouldn't pick up this one. Maybe $20 I'd pick it up. It just doesn't feel as well put together as the Mega Man one. But individual results could vary here. I can only go off of my experience. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.